If you missed the news, but you made it in good time for the newspapers. It's a healthy, no, not a healthy Thursday, but it's a, how do we say Wednesdays? Like a cozy Wednesday, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we can create something like that. So it's midweek, which means we've got AM Business as we do every Wednesday here on the AM show. It's brought to us courtesy EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. But that's not until after sports. Right now, though, we have to settle for the newspapers, and hopefully we can also visit our news portal, Myjoylinecom. We've got our guest doing the review with us. He's Executive Director of Amnesty International, the local chapter, Mr. Robert Amanfo. Okay, hi there. Good morning to you. Thank you again for joining us. You're doing this with us this week, really.
Yes, good morning. And I like your dress, Mama V.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, Roland.
Masa, you just joined the show where you give shout out. Masa. Mama V, Mario, this is the life must stop. 2020 we do. Anyway.
Roland, I didn't hire you to be my personal security guard. I'm not complaining.
I'm your chaperone.
I like the shouts.
Yeah. Well, it's really a beautiful dress. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Okay, so Robert, you're going to be doing the Times, the Observer, and the BNFT. So we've also got the Daily Graphic, the Daily Statesman, the Finder. Roland's got the Custodian, and he would say the rest of the papers.
And the Dispatch.
And the Daily Guide as well.
And the rest.
Okay, so Robert, I want you to start with us. For us.
Okay. Good morning, and I have the Observer, as has been mentioned, the Ghanaian Observer, and the big story on it is exposed. NDC introduced gold royalties company deal. We also have shun those who promote ethnic settlement and division. So sentiment and division. So I think this is what I mentioned yesterday, that the press is good that we talk about the need of things being in way so that we don't have violence during the election. So it's good that the president mentioned some of these things. Yana gets applauded for peace in Gabon. It's a good thing for us to hear. We hope that he also start talking about the issues of the witchcraft accusations. So because really people respect the Yana. So we look forward for some mentions from him. President Addo petitioned over reinstatement of Wasa Fiese Paramount Chief. Group endorses a Japa deal. That is for the front page of the Observer. And for the back page, we have Gideon Mensah move to Victoria and Man City move likely for Messi. I wanted to ask Roland, because I'm not good at sports, that is it the period when people start moving around within the
transfer, they call it the transfer window. Well, it's not, it's the period, but for Messi, you know, Messi was taken in by Barcelona from Argentina from the age of 9. He had a problem with the spine, so by 13 he had landed in the Barcelona camp itself. They paid for all his treatment. They looked after his parents, you know, the number, because he was a child prodigy, you know. And so Barcelona is like a home. So nobody ever thought that, you know, he would ever say he wants to leave. But it's because he thinks the management of Barcelona is not in the best of shapes, the way he wants it. Yeah. So it's not like...
So essentially you're saying Messi is a special case?
Yeah, he's not one of the usual players who's part of the transfer window. But unfortunately he is, or coincidentally, yeah.
How do you say unfortunate?
It's unfortunate, I think, for Barcelona fans especially.
It's good for some of us. We are learning some sports this morning. I'm sure Mama V has also learned one thing or two. Or you are far better than I am, Mama.
No, Mama V is a guru. Don't go there.
I mean, stay in your lane, eh? Stay in your lane.
Okay. If I could continue the Times, 2 MPs clash over line of questioning of GMPC officers, which is quite unfortunate. We're expecting that they are one when these things happen, because GMPC is coming before you for us to question them and make sure that the things are in line. So it's rather unfortunate. We hope that they mend things up. We have the same story from the Observer, Wase Yefi Chiefs, and people demo over reinstatement of Paramount Chief. We also have President inaugurate a Myjoylinecom water supply system. We have also on page 11 of the Ghanaian Times, 35 million waste management plans to be established in the northern region. So those are what we have on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. At the back page, 2,257 farmers in Doma offered inputs, and CAP BUSS supports over 120,000 people. So those are the things I have. I think I have one more paper. I'll wait for Mamabi to go, and then I'll continue.
All right, let me jump in then with the Daily Graphic newspaper. On the front page of the Graphic today, KIA resumes operations. So on the front page, you'd see some of the passengers on a chartered flight arriving at the Kotoka International Airport, pictured by Gabriel Ahiambo. GMPC unable to retrieve 778.6 million Ghana cedis from debts since 2015. Revelations as they appeared before the Public Accounts Committee with their challenges. PIAC Iyoko investigate infractions of Petroleum Revenue Management Act. President inaugurate a Myjoylinecom water project. Yana calls for peace, tolerance ahead of December polls. And then this is the banner headline, really. It's one of the biggest stories today. Dominance in telecommunications sector. MTN loses case against NCA. So the MTN went to court to, as it were, for a judicial review because of the ratings that the National Communications Authority has given it. It had classified MTN as the dominant player in the industry. So it classified it as a significant market player. In a ruling yesterday, the Commercial Division of the Accra High Court held that the NCA did not breach any laws throughout the processes that led to MTN being classified as SMP. The ruling by the court gives the green light to the NCA to take corrective measures against MTN in order to promote competition and protect other mobile network operators and consumers. There's a lot to the story that you can read on, but MTN, in a quick reaction, well, they say that they're studying the ruling by the court and are looking at all options available to them. The decision of the court would expand the scope of regulatory framework of the telecommunications sector, and that MTN was amendable to dialogue with the NCA over the matter. That's what I've just read as a reaction by the Corporate Services Executive of MTN, Sam Kranting, to this ruling. So we'll see if they're going to go further with their battle in court, or this is the end of this matter and they're going to be dealing with the other matters with the NCA one-on-one. But this is really huge. It's got a lot of implications. We will probably be digesting this matter a lot more in the course of our programming. But in the center spread, the Yana story is here. Yana calling for peace, tolerance ahead of the December polls. For instance, he says, finally, December 7 is almost at the corner, and my humble and persuasive call for peace is in recognition of the tumultuous period of electioneering and the palpable tension it arouses. There's a good story here. 570 girls trained in ICT in Oti region. And the CSOs urge political parties to pledge commitment to health sector. Some civil society organizations have urged political parties to demonstrate their commitment to the health sector by pledging to increase taxes on harmful commodities such as tobacco and alcohol to reduce demand and consumption. On the back page, College of Technology Education introduces 2 innovations. Some students of the Department of Electrical and Electronic Technology Education, the Faculty of Technical Education at the College of Technology Education in Kumasi, have developed an automatic energy efficient system that controls the lighting in a room. The sensory device has been tested and tried out for over a year now. That's good. That's big. Congratulations to them. I hope that we can use it on a larger scale and begin to make some real money. Military Academy intake 35 graduates support Psychiatric Hospital. It's also another story on the back page of the paper. I guess that will be it really for the Daily Graphic. Let's quickly do the Finder newspaper, front page of the Finder. Next, NDC government will abrogate a JAPA agreement, according to Minority Leader. President Akufo-Addo cuts sword for phase 3 of water supply project for 5 districts in Volta region. NDC's gold royalty holding company targeted $1 billion private capital in 2011. Coalition launches health manifesto demanding universal coverage by 2030. And state-owned enterprises to enlist on Ghana Stock Exchange, according to the SIGA boss. The final one for me, and then I guess we can go to Roland, or Robert will come through with his last paper. It's the Daily Statesman. Ochihene condemns attempt to mar unity between Achim-Abuakwa and Ghana State. NDC hypocrisy exposed over JAPA as it fights NPP for doing what it sought but failed to do. Shun those who promote ethnic sentiment. That's a call by the President Akufo-Addo. Roland Walker and Roberts.
Right. So, Robert, just hold on. Let me do the others, the main ones and the others. So, the main ones are the Daily Dispatch. The Daily Dispatch has on the front page, NDC guru on why the party's manifesto launch was postponed. Also having convened, I believe, on Monday.
There's a new date of September 7, which is on Monday.
No.
September
the new
7?
date?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's September 7.
No, Tuesday. So, looks more like.
I think it's Monday.
So,
No.
It's Monday. Oh.
Roland Walker, it's Monday. Keep working.
Right.
It's Monday, yes.
Monday, yeah. Oh, okay.
It's Monday, yes.
So, it was supposed to have been convened and then postponed again. So, but Charlie, they're telling us the reasons why. So, the guru has his picture attached. That's the NDC guru, Joshua Akamba. Newspapers, but there's one thing but he's NDC national organizer.
So NDC guru on why the party's manifesto launch was postponed.
Yeah. NDC proposed and sent an JAPA like deal to Parliament in 2011. Indeed, if you look at statement in 2011, it's in there. Impact of COVID-19 on Ghana's Parliament. And then we also have CVM on a JAPA royalties deal. Okay, on the back page, it says NDC bigwigs admits lack of proper consultation, delayed manifesto launch. Let's go to the Custodian. The Custodian has on the front page, NDC exposed on gold royalties deal, but minority still wobbles. MPP will grow Ghana's economy after COVID-19, and Dr. Mohammed Awal is quoted in that story. He is Minister for Business Development. And then we have a JAPA royalties deal will transform Ghana, according to CVM. Worry not about the acronym. It's a pressure group. Razak Kojo Opoku is the founder and president. MPP tax 15 CSOs on mineral revenue. On the back page, there's 2 stories about Meet Openyin Kwisikuma, the man behind the formation of Asante Kotoko. So sports related. Also on the side related to sports. Government to revive traditional football venues, according to the minister. I really don't know, because the Swag Park, it's almost a number of them in Dafa Park. All right. So I don't know how they're going to revive. We need to build more of these TEFs, artificial TEFs. Talking about artificial, we have the Wembley Sports Construction Company Limited doing great work. Robert Kuma is the chief executive, as usual. Roberto, please continue. Robert is on break. Robert?
Yeah, I've unmuted. I have a BFT, and we have 3 years of waiting for justice. Taxpayers want action, and depositors want their money. I think this is a very interesting story. Not long ago, we heard that some depositors of the defunct banks and loans and savings places were getting their money from some of the banks. But unfortunately, some people still haven't received their monies. And we are hoping that those who have their monies will receive it. I had my money with one of them, but Well, I didn't follow up because, well, time didn't allow me. But I hope that those who really need this thing would follow up and get their monies, especially those whose life savings were there. National Occupational Safety and Health Bill languishes in Cabinet for 31 years. This is serious. I think it's important that we put these things in place fast, because it's something that will help a lot of employees in their workplaces, that will ensure that people put in place measures that would ensure their safety, especially for me, well-being for staff in their workplaces, I'm sure should be looked at by employers, especially during these times of COVID-19. That peace will bring investors into Northern region. I'm still shouting out to Yana to speak on this issue of the witchcraft accusations in this period. Access Bank's Perfect Start campaign gives children a boost for the future, which is supposed to be on page 3 of the BFT. GCAA Port Health to benefit from $150 COVID-19 test cost. I mean, this cost thing, I think we should talk about it. I heard at the beginning it was so low. Now it is so high. We don't know how. Someone was giving an analysis of if 4 people of a family of 4 are coming in, you have a family of 4 coming in, which means that they are paying a huge amount of money. And I think it is about time, 1,200, I believe. And if it's about time we looked at how this impacts people who really need to come home, and when it comes to COVID-19 tests at the airport. I think I have the back page of BFT Excellence awarded to the 3rd edition of the Ghana Insurance Award. I think it's important that we give this award. Freighters and petition government over extra charges. These are what I have for the BFT. Back to the studio, Roland. And
all right, sure, Robert.
Okay, what's your pick? Let me start with you, Robert.
I would do the Yana story.
I see you're making a strong appeal to the Yana to add his voice.
Yes, yes, because I think it's a very important issue, and we need the traditional leaders to play a big role in this period when we are having women, especially elderly women, being lynched and killed because they are accused of witches. And we know this thing is not something that started today. And it's been a while, and it's time that we ended it. And we are not only talking about the issue being in the northern part of Ghana. We have certain pastors and priestess at the southern part of Ghana also calling people witches, and they are facing all sorts of abuse. And for me, it's important that we have Diana play a key role in ending this menace that is happening in our country. If not, we'll have a disaster on our hands soon, when all women, when they are getting to their 60s and they are getting to their 50s and older, they start getting afraid of growing old. And we don't want that to happen. We hope that we can protect them at that stage when they get there. Yes, so that's it for me.
Great. On page 13 in the Daily Graphic newspaper, there's a story that says that rape and defilement are the abuses mostly reported by callers to the sexual and gender-based violence hotlines across the country. This is a hotline system set up by the PPAG, that's the Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana. And within the period that they've set up this hotline, they've had a lot of calls on cases of rape and defilement, and they've been sharing those experiences with the public. So the victims or survivors of the rape or defilements were usually lured with food, mobile phones, and dresses, among others. So some of the tactics that people use is what they've been sharing. They've been also training. This is the 3-day workshop supported by Canadian government and multi-party trust fund secretariat, sought to equip sexual and gender-based violence response managers to effectively manage reports that come in. So you can read on, but we know the first place that you must go or contact really is DOFSU. And they've been doing such a great job. You just need to report if there is an issue like that. if you're confronted with an issue like that. We just need you to be, you just hold on and make a report to the DOFSU. Just go to a police station and make a report and they will follow up. But you can also lay your hands on those hotlines. It's not advertised here, but in the course of, if I find the number, I would share with you. If you're going through any domestic challenges, violence related, you can reach out for some help. Roland, is there a story?
No. So that'll be for now. We have to take a break, but we have myjoyline.com. We'll quickly look at the homepage, and it's the court dismissing MTS suit against NCA over SMP declaration within the law. If we have an operator that has in excess 40% of the market, voice, data, etc., then it means that they have to kick into action sections of the Act, the Electronic Communications Act. So the NCA.
Because if the actions are justified because there's a law backing it, we have to begin to look at sources of these laws instead of wait for it to kick in and then we start making noise. Get what I mean, Roland?
You're starting a long debate.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Indeed, even dovetails into other areas or other sectors, but Charlie. Anyway, Roberto, thank you very much. Robert Akoto Amwafo is with Amnesty International. He's a big man. He's with us, the mercy of our time till Friday. All right, we're taking a break. We'll be right back with the latest sports stories.